is going on, everybody? Hope all is well. My name is Coach Lamont. We're at the Top Level Kickboxing. This is going to be episode number 7 of Ask Coach. In this episode, let's cover tips on how not to break your shins while throwing low kicks. Let's get into it. So before I go into the tips, I want you guys to understand this first. Anytime that you are throwing low kicks, especially without shin guards, there's always a chance of you breaking your shin. Yes, it does not happen a lot, and yes, it is unlikely, but there's always a possibility. If you're throwing a hard low kick and somebody checks it at the right time and place, and if you are using the lower part of your shin, there's always a chance of it breaking. I don't care how much experience that you've had, how many fights, it doesn't matter if it's the right time and place. Yes, with training and experience, you can make your shin stronger, but our bodies are made of bone, not steel. Bone can break, so it's always a possibility. So before I get into the tip, just make sure that you are aware that that it is a small possibility of it happening. On to tip number 1. So tip number 1 is going to be train without shin guards. But make sure that you have experience first. So if this is your second class and you trying to be a fighter, this tip is not for you. You keep your shin guards on. But if you have some experience in training, every so often that you need to be training without the shin guards, you will do it in a safe way. Because when you wear shin guards, it can give you a false sense of security when you are throwing your kicks in general, right? Because you're kicking, you got pad, it's not, too much of a consequence. But if you take those shin guards off, you got shin bone on shin bone, that ain't gonna feel too good. So it's gonna make you more aware of when you throw your kicks, how you throw your kicks, and the placement of the kicks. So, and it's also gonna help build up the shin conditioning looking at tool as well. And then again, before you can see how it feels when you kick and if somebody checks it. So tip number 1, if you have experience, train without shin guards on occasion. On to the next tip. Tip number 2, throw low kicks on a heavy bag at 100%. If you're going to be in a fight, if you're going to be throwing low kicks at 100% in a fight, you need to be training throwing 100% kicks too as well. Typically, when let's say if you have a pad holder, right? Somebody holding like a pad for you, etc. You can throw heavy kicks to the body, but when it comes to the legs, if your holder don't have like a thigh pad on, that you're going to be like a little bit cautious on, when you're throwing those low kicks. That is what the heavy bag is for. So tip number 2 is going to be throwing low kicks 100% on the heavy bag. On to the last tip. And the last tip, which is the most important one. Set your kicks up. Set them up. So many times we've seen that, if a fight, just start, you guys are kind of moving around, things like that. First kick, bam, a hard low kick right out the gate. Didn't set it up, didn't work no feints, not countering, nothing. Somebody checks it. You break your leg like that. Try to make sure that you set your kicks up. The only way that I would say that when the fight first starts, let's just say an example, if somebody throws a jab, somebody parries their jab and then throw like a low kick. That is okay. It's okay to throw it hard, low kick from there, because it's really difficult or impossible for somebody to check after they throw a jab. Or let's say, for example, if somebody's moving to your power side and then you throw like a low kick, that's okay. But anything else, you want to try to make sure that you set your kicks up. So what I would suggest is that maybe try to work in a feint first just to get a reaction. Maybe if you feint that kick, I know y'all can't see it, but just, use your imagination. If you feint the kick and then somebody shows like a checking motion, they're going to check it, you motherfucker, right? So you've saved yourself a potential, check because you feinted it first or you faked it first. So tip number 3, set your kicks up. Use your hands and then try to set them up, okay, etc., etc. So this is going to conclude today's video. This is going to be episode number 7 of Ask Coach, how not to break your shins while throwing low kicks. Thanks for watching. Make sure that you're practicing. Please like, comment, and subscribe.